The Minnesota Vikings just pulled off an improbable comeback led by rookie quarterback J.J. McCarthy, who fires one into a tight window. That's Justin Jefferson. Look how tight this is. You got to get this right between two defenders. The Minnesota Vikings just pulled off an improbable comeback thanks to their quarterback J.J. McCarthy, who fires this one into a tight window. He's got the best receiver in the game in Justin Jefferson, who runs an in route right here, in breaker. And JJ now just with a touch on this pass to his running back Aaron Jones right into the breadbasket. You see, he's running sort of like a wheel route type of concept. And perfect touch on that ball by McCarthy. When the game is on the line, this is when he's at his best. And right here, they're going for two. They got three receivers to the right. You see, number one is in motion. And then McCarthy's going to snap it. And all the attention is on Justin Jefferson. And that leaves Adam Thielen wide open. McCarthy puts it to his chest. And then this was my favorite play of the game. This is just a read option. He's reading number 55. McCarthy just punches it in. I mean, it's not that complicated, guys. Kevin O'Connell, give him a game ball. I mean, he dialed up a perfect second half. All he's doing is reading this edge defender right here, and he's going to collapse. I mean, look, they got it. Literally, it's not even, that's probably a yard right there that they have to get. So you're expecting a handoff, and then McCarthy says, nope, I'm going to take it. Everyone sleeps on his athleticism, and he's able to beat the defenders to the spot. Of course, he's got a blocker out here. Everyone's pinched in, and all it is just T.J. Hawkinson puts on a good block. That's a DB, holds him. McCarthy is able to get in and then dive in, go get that touchdown. I mean, I can't stress enough of how impressive J.J. McCarthy looked tonight, guys. Play this back. Once I get the tape, I'll switch it up. But just look how he's just bouncing in the pocket. Looks comfortable. It's a clean one, certainly. Good job. I mean, everyone is blocking. And then you've got help right here. And then you got two linemen here. And McCarthy has a clean pocket. I mean, there's no one even in his vicinity. And that allows Justin Jefferson to be able to run this route and to get open. And then McCarthy throws an absolute laser into the middle and hits him. I mean, this is his perspective, of course. I mean, obviously not this high up, but he's able to read this. And why is he able to read this? Because of the protection. It's a huge window to throw into, and he understands that this defender is not going to be a problem as long as he's going to flood out there, and then Jefferson is able to just get in front of him, and as long as McCarthy puts it on the money, he's got him, and that's exactly what happens. Just throws it. Oh, man, this is so freaking awesome. It's certainly worth noting that J.J. McCarthy didn't play much in the preseason. I think he got like 11 reps with the starters at the top of my head. So he came out a little bit rusty, and then he was able to get it going. But the Vikings clearly made the right decision of moving on from Sam Darnold. Not to discredit him or anything, but they used a first-round pick. They moved up the spot or whatever to get JJ. And when the game was on the line in the clutch, he was able to make the winning plays, something that Caleb was not able to do, something that Sam Darnold last season wasn't able to do. And I'm excited about this kid. He's the youngest starting quarterback in all of football, and he just didn't look like it. He's in Chicago in a hostile environment, and he's making winning plays, just wanting the ball in his hands in those situations. And he's certainly got the weapons around him. He's got Kevin O'Connell. He's got Brian Flores. This is the best coaching staff in all of football. I mean, Brian Flores, the fact he's not a head coach is absolutely preposterous. And then Kevin O'Connell has already proven that he's arguably the best coach in the league. I mean, he took a team with Sam Darnold at quarterback to 14 wins. Of course, I mean, the Vikings even were competitive with like Joshua Dobbs. And now they've got a legit star in J.J. McCarthy. And we saw exactly why they were intrigued by him. Last year's quarterback class is just so fun, so entertaining, and now everyone's healthy and out there competing. For the Bears, obviously, you're shooting yourselves in the foot to this point. I mean, Chicago, they had a great first drive, and then after that, it was nothing. The Vikings just dominated in the front late in this game, in the trenches. They ran the ball well. McCarthy made plays, and then their defense just, it had Caleb Williams running for his life, and he wasn't able to step up and make the throws. Now, Caleb did miss some easy ones, like that one to DJ Moore kind of late in this game. I also don't know what the Bears were thinking by not kicking it out of the back of the end zone, because if they had done that, they would have had more time, and maybe something different would have happened. But it's just things like that that make the Bears who they are, and it's things like this that make the Vikings who they are. Minnesota, sure, they won 14 games. They didn't get the division, and they lost to the Rams in the wild card. Now, it wasn't all in Sam Darnold. I'm not going to sit up here and say that. But a lot of it is on Sam Darnold. He just wasn't able to step up in those big moments. And we saw tonight, JJ McCarthy was, and that's what he does best. It's easy to forget after the win that in the first half, the Vikings offense was non existent. McCarthy also did throw a pick six. So you got to keep that in mind here that 7 of the 24 that the Bears scored were single handedly from that play. A defensive back was able to jump Justin Jefferson, but McCarthy bounced back. He ends up scoring 3 touchdowns in that second half. The one rushing, of course, the touchdown to JJ, and then the one to Aaron Jones. He just put the team on his back. He stepped up and delivered, and the defense kept them in the game. I mean, that's something as well that we've got to address. It's not just JJ McCarthy in the offense. The defense did a phenomenal job. I mean, they were spectacular tonight. They only gave up 17 points. And whenever you do that on the road against a divisional rival, you give your team a chance to win. Jordan Mason, 15 for 68, 4.5 yards per carry. I don't play fantasy football, but for those of you that do, I recommend picking him up because I just think he's the back this season. And the workload certainly shows that. Now, don't get me wrong here. Aaron Jones had 3 catches for 44 yards and a touchdown. Mason had a catch for 7 yards, but he clearly looks like the lead back. I love Jordan Mason, especially when he was with the Niners. He just hasn't been able to stay healthy. And then Justin Jefferson, 4 for 44 and a touchdown. That touchdown kind of saved his day, if I'm being honest. But Jefferson's always going to be drawing a ton of attention. So even if he doesn't have the statistics, he's always going to be an impactful player. I mean, this isn't fantasy football at the end of the day, just so you guys know. T.J. Hawkinson had 3 catches for 15 yards. I mean, really, there wasn't much yardage in this game. It was all the running game, which goes for 4.6 yards per carry, 120 yards. That is absolutely incredible, especially in the second half. The first half, the backs couldn't get a yard. And in the second half, they were starting to pick up those 10-plus yard gains, and it was electric. And McCarthy as well had that 14-yard rush, which so far is the most electric play of his NFL career. I mean, he had some great plays in college, won a national championship, of course. But that rush had Kevin O'Connell fired up. The read option, putting the ball in your quarterback's hands to make a decision with the game on the line, and he certainly delivered. That's why I like McCarthy, because in those big moments, that's where he thrives in, delivers, is big time. Defensively, Javon Hargrave wreaked havoc. Andrew Van Ginkel lined up everywhere. Isaiah Rodgers had a good game, honestly, in coverage. Ivan Pace Jr. does what he does best and just impact the game. And you definitely got to show a lot of love to this secondary because Caleb Williams marches down the field, has that touchdown drive, and then after that, there was nothing. Caleb finishes just 21 for 35, 211 yards. The coverage was sticky out there, and the rush showed up late, but it wasn't too late. Better late than never. It's an old saying. DeAndre Swift just 3.1 yards per carry, 17 for 53. Caleb did have 58 rushing yards, which is almost as much as the entire team combined for the Bears. I mean, Swift, he just wasn't able to get much going. DJ Moore had 3 carries for 8 yards. So the Vikings front definitely went up there, and they ran the ball at a much higher clip than the Bears. And then Caleb wasn't able to do anything, and then JJ saved his best for last. It was just a typical Bears game to where they give you optimism, they give you hope, and then they blow it like they typically always do.